don't be telling Matt and Brandy I'm down here recording.
Oh, yeah?
They don't know. Alright guys, this morning I got the camera out because I had something really cool. We had a SOC come in with a coolant leak. We put the pressure test on it last night. We could see it was dripping out of the timing cover. We were pretty sure it had to be the water pump, but I figured I was going to have to tear some stuff apart to actually confirm that. Well, I popped the timing cover, stuck the bore scope down there just for some giggles, and I was amazed I was able to get the bore scope right under the weep hole in the water pump, and you could see stuff kind of the trail. But then I was able to get Brandy to get the pressure tester, pump it up, and we actually watched the coolant run out. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to grab the camera and show everyone this. This upper timing cover here, just a couple clips to pull it back. You don't even really have to take it off. Just pull the timing cover to the side and snake down your bore scope here. And you take a look, we have the bore scope set up right under the water pump. I was worried we were going to have to pull engine mount and all this stuff to get the timing cover off to confirm that it was leaking, but a couple minutes with the right tools and you can get right in there and confirm that. That way you're not going in there on the guess. So I grabbed the camera and then I thought about it. I'm like, why don't I try and make a film today? Just make a rolling times episode of my normal day at the shop. I'm going to try and sneak you guys in without Brandy and Matt finding out. I do have a piece of luck on my side. We are borrowing another shop right now. We have this lift that we've been using to film the videos and stuff on, so I'm going to be working down here today. That's probably my only chance of not getting caught. But Brandy and Matt will call me or come down here if they need something. I don't want to get caught red-handed with the camera in my hand. I didn't tell her that I was going to be actually making a video today. So first things first, you guys might remember this Ginster GTI that we're working on. Probably going to be working on it some more today. Before I can get back onto the Ginster repairs, I have a Chevy Equinox that has been dropped off for a check engine light diagnosis. So we're going to take a look at that quick. I'm going to grab the scan tool, go out to the car, do a visual inspection, see what codes we got. Hopefully I don't have to move the Ginster because that thing's a pain to get on and off of this lift.
And I swerved to miss the pothole because my car's so dirt nasty low.
But we'll see what's going on with the Equinox before we move it and see if we're going to need the lift for the Equinox or not. We are in the Equinox 2006. This has the 3.4 liter. This is, I guess, prior to the 3.6 liter. We got the Think Car 399 booting up here. I have the key on, engine off. Just in case it's an issue, we need to look at cold start data or anything like that. We're going to go to the EOBD. So you can get this with pretty much almost any generic OBD2 scan tool should tell you the information that we're looking at here. First, we want to check the IM readiness, and then we're going to do ready status after DTC is cleared. And we're just going to go through here, make sure all our monitors are ready. So misfire, fuel, comprehensive, component monitor, those are almost always ready unless it was recently cleared. Catalyst is ready. Looks like EVAP's ready, O2 sensors ready, heaters ready, EGR monitors ready. Because all the monitors are ready, we can diagnose this code with pretty good confidence that there's no other problems going on. We know that things haven't been reset and there's, maybe another code that's not showing yet. Next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and read the fault codes. And it looks like we have a 442 is going to be EVAP. And okay, we have a control module communication. One nice thing on the Think Car 399 and probably most of their other scanners is the report. So we're going to go ahead, enter in all our information here and save this report as a pre-scan. If we ever have to go back and look at this thing again, we know what the car looked like when it came in. We know the code is for a small EVAP leak. Most of the time it is a small EVAP leak. So generally the first thing we do, make sure we can command the vent and the purge valve normally with the scan tool, so we can make sure those two things are working. And then usually the next thing that I do right away is I just hook the system up to a smoke test. I usually like to go in through the purge valve line because I I like to check the purge valve, make sure that's not leaking first, and then it's just the easiest place for me to test the system. So we fill the system with smoke, we close the vent with the scan tool, and then we see if we have any small leaks, if we can find any leaks anywhere. That being said, we're probably going to have to get this thing up on the lift. I can start it up, let it run. If it gets warm, it's not going to affect anything. This thing is coming along rather nicely. We just got done with the power steering system. That was previously deleted, so we restored all that. I made a wiring harness for the fans because this thing has aftermarket fans. They're actually controlled by the stock fan control module. They just have their own relays and power going to them. So basically on their own separate circuit, but they're being controlled still by the factory module, and that's all working great. Right now I'm fighting the Euro bumper. It doesn't really want to fit right. It does have the Euro bumper core. Got to get the stance dialed in. Lower the coilovers a bit. Get rid of some of that wheel gap, but these wheels are looking pretty sweet. So yeah, we haven't had it out on the road, test drove it yet. It still needs a bit of work, but we're getting close to being done with it here. Yes, I'm gonna have to go through all that to get it back on the lift when we're done looking at this Equinox. But that's just part of the game.
Shining bright, getting it perfect before his first drive. He will drive in a Ginster yellow GTI. Ginster yellow GTI. Yes, he will drive in a Ginster yellow GTI. Golden as the summer sky. Get a VR6 rip high. Oh, 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 oh. You will drive like GTI. Oh, 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 oh.
Pretty much any vehicle that we look at, take a look. Give the oil a good sniff. Ooh. It stinks. Can you guys smell this? Ah. Focus. Focus, focus. There we go. If we would have finished this diagnostics, approved the repair, and went and test drove it, and the motor blew up because it's low on oil, who's at fault? We're going to call the customer and see if they want either A, an oil change, or B, for us to top the oil off. There's no other options. At the very least, it needs to be topped off before this thing is ran anymore. It's not on the dipstick at all, so there is some oil in it. No red oil pressure light or anything, so we have oil pressure, but it is low enough that going around some bends, you can slosh the oil around in the pan and could starve the, oh no. What?
The Ginster looks cool sitting there.
Oh, you think the Ginster looks cool sitting there? That's why I had the camera out. And then I obviously had to explain what was going on with this beautiful piece of Chevrolet engineering behind me. Took some pictures of the vehicle, what it looked like when it came in, the low oil on the dipstick. And then we can save that for our records, and we can also send it off to the customer if we need to. Come on, Face Track. Hello, Face Tracker. Face Tracker, where are you? There we go. Face Track. Got me. This is kind of important, guys. When I said this thing stinks, it smells like gas. Why is there gas in the oil? Maybe it's just a coincidence. We're going to go into the manufacturer side of things. I like to use this intelligent diagnostics, and we just go to our smart scan here, and that's going to read the VIN. That's going to decode everything, figure out what kind of car this is, and go into the OE side of things. And we're basically going to see what the dealer sees with their diagnostic tools. The smart scan is going to go through all the modules. There might be other codes that we aren't seeing through the OBD side of things, that like manufacturer codes that could tell us more information or more problems to look at, but either way, it's good information to know. We should be able to control the purge and vent valve through there. While we do that, we can look at the fuel tank pressure sensor. That will also help us observe what's going on, if the vent's actually closing or not. Because sometimes you can hear it audibly click, but that doesn't always mean that it's sealed shut. Okay, so now this is where we do smart scan. We should see some codes on the powertrain module too, yep. BCM, that might be our communication code. Ooh, 11. We'll go back and look at these other codes later. Our main concern right now is this check engine light. Okay, interesting. Stop lamp switch circuit. And our EVAP code that we're looking to go after. So let's do actuator tests, engine output controls, evaporative emission system, evap purge solenoid. So we can do increase. We hear it. Sounds like she's right back here. We'll have to pop that engine cover off. So we know that it's getting signal from the computer. It's able to turn on and activate. Interesting. I guess 100% it's just open. And then probably just went up too fast and it stayed open. It did shut off earlier. But that was strange. When I first hit increase, it didn't do anything right away. You can audibly hear it now. Before, it didn't make any noise at all. When I hit 10, it only started once I went up to like 20. But it is working. Okay, we know that circuit should be good. Now we can go to our vent solenoid, turn that on. Ooh, we heard that. On and off. On, off. What's this add DS? Add data display. Great, that's what we want to do. Go into our evap data here, and we're looking for fuel tank pressure sensor. And there's two, so one's probably voltage and one's probably the actual sensor. Let's hit OK. I don't know if off is open or closed. I think it's should be normally open, so on should be closed if this is thinking about it the same way I am. You can see it sat there at minus 0.11 when we had it open. Now that it's closed, pressure's trying to increase a little bit. The voltage is staying rock solid. But at this point, I think we need to pull the purge valve off, check that, make sure that that is sealed up. So let me see how this engine cover comes off of here. Looks like it's just, yeah. Okay. Very easy one to get to, purge valve. Let me turn the key off. I don't want to cause any more extra codes unplugging this thing. So we're gonna unplug that and that. These clips you just lift up on and pull back. So if you can't get them pulled up, if you can't get this tab pulled up, sometimes if you push in and then try and pull up the tab and then pull out, that will help you out there. Same kind of deal for this guy. I think I'm pushing the wrong way. Let me grab a pick. Hang on, I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. The problem is that I need two hands. Okay. I think something's weird with that, because usually you have to push them up and they fall back down. Maybe somebody was in here before. 10mm bolt. Come on now. And that guy comes off there. Alright. Now we know that this thing can physically turn on and operate, but we don't know if it's sealing fully. And the simple way to check those is like that. I shouldn't be able to suck or blow through this thing. That thing is 100% shot, no question about it. I wonder if this was replaced before. I don't know, that don't look factory to me. If you don't want to suck on it with your mouth, you probably shouldn't, because fuel vapors go through here. You can just put a vacuum, like a vacuum gun, or pull a vacuum on this and see if it holds a vacuum. Really, it should hold a vacuum both ways, because this would be a vacuum leak if it leaks here, and if it leaks here, this is an evap leak. That was a pretty quick and easy one. Could it have another leak? Yes, it could. We're gonna have to call the customer, give them an estimate for this purge valve, see if they want to replace it, see if we can get one today, maybe from the GM dealer, because actually GM parts from the dealer aren't as expensive as everyone thinks. Second best bet would be from Napa, because their stuff usually isn't junk, although lately everything's junk. Let me put an estimate together for that, try and get this done. This is going to be a quick and easy one, so I'll probably, if we can get the part here, I'll probably just do it now while it's in here. So stick around for the end of the video here, so I can show you guys the confirmation that we fixed the problem. We can show you that with live data. We can look at some live data and feel pretty confident that when it leaves here, it's not going to come back again for the same code. Yes! Oil being low, I said that just topping it off was a solution. Actually, because of what we know now, topping it off isn't enough. That oil smells like fuel. We know the purge valve's been leaking. It's going to make the engine run rich. It's going to contaminate the oil. Anytime you get fuel in the oil, you risk doing damage to bearings, oil pump, anything that relies on that oil for lubrication. The purge valve, I checked. The dealer has one, retail 60 bucks. Napa has one, retail 60 bucks. So which one are we going with, guys? We're going with the dealer one. They said they can bring it right over. Why pay the same price for an aftermarket part when we can get one OE from the Chevy dealer? I gave that information to the customer. I said, look, if we're going to be doing the repair, this is how we'd like to do it. He was on board with getting the oil change, so we're going to do fresh oil change. We're waiting on the purge valve to get here, but that should be here momentarily. And then I'm curious to see if we can tell a difference if this one has been replaced before or if it's original. The car only has 50,000 miles on it. It could be original. It just looked a little bit off to me for an original part. It just makes me wonder if maybe it was already replaced once and, you know, it was just an aftermarket part that went bad again. But that is another reason why I want to check it and make sure everything is good after we put that new purge valve on there. So I'm going to get the oil change done while we're waiting on the purge valve. I'll get some clips of that, and then just stay tuned here and I'll show you confirmation once we get the new valve installed. While I was doing the oil change, I remembered there's a common issue on these Equinoxes, especially if you live in the Northeast or anywhere where you're susceptible to rust. And I didn't want to ruin the time lapse, so I just finished up the oil change, but I'm actually going to put it up in the air here while we're waiting on this purge valve, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So this problem is a problem with all the first gen Equinoxes. It's going to be 2005 to 2010. If you have a Equinox 2011 or newer, it's not going to be susceptible to this problem. But it seems like, at least around where we live, all these Equinoxes, it's the same thing. Right here where the front subframe attaches to the body, I don't know if it's because of this hole here, there's no drain down here, but salt and water and everything collects, and the body actually rots out here where the subframe bolts. Now this one's 50,000 miles, it's actually in pretty good shape, at least on this side, but surprisingly, with only 50,000 miles, you can tell, looking at the other side, you can see it starting. Now this one's not bad at all. This is definitely in a shape yet that I think with some preventative maintenance, we could save this before it gets worse, and it probably lasts the customer quite some time yet. Usually this is the best one I've ever seen, and this one has rust. So almost every one of these cars I've seen come in for inspection, for oil change, for whatever, over the years of me working as a mechanic, every single one that came in, you could guarantee it was rusted out there. Now, were they all to the extent of failing inspection and not being safe to be on the road? Yeah, I'd say about 80% of them. It's not an easy thing to repair. There's multiple layers of metal there. You don't know how much rust is there until you start cutting away and seeing how deep it goes. So if you have one of these, before you put any major work into it, or if you're looking to buy one of these, take it to your trusted mechanic, get it up on the lift, and have him really check those areas out good. And I've seen dealers literally buy these because people sell them because they're rotted out. They'll either completely ignore it or try and cover it up or repair it half-ass and put it out on the lot for sale. So you got to watch people sell anything these days. Is this right? It looks like it should still work. Maybe they updated it. Same plug, same port. I'm gonna say this was probably updated, or this is just completely wrong. I don't know. Do you guys know? You tell me. Is this aftermarket or OE at 50,000 miles? Oh yeah. That's what it's supposed to do. This was super simple. You guys don't need to see. It just one slides on, one bolt, one clip. So I'm going to get this installed, and then I will get the live data pulled up and show you guys how to check. Smell this. Doesn't smell like gas anymore. It's about 3/4 of the way up the dipstick. We'll let it sit. Let all that oil drain back down, and then check it again, make sure she's full. I got you pulled up on the scan tool here. This is the same screen we were looking at earlier with the vent valve, and we pulled up the data for the fuel tank pressure sensor. And this is what we should see if there's no leaks in the systems. Purge valve sealed up. Vent valve we are going to seal right now by commanding it on. And this is what we should start seeing happen with the fuel tank pressure sensor. Right away we saw that pressure is headed towards positive. It's negative right now. We're now at 0, and we're going to see that pressure start increasing. And you can see the voltage is now, the voltage has been changing, but we can't read it so low. That's how sensitive it is. You can see how much it's moving, and the voltage is barely moving. But as we can see, we're increasing pressure here. I don't know exactly what pressures we need to see for that EVAP monitor to complete, but this is one of the things that EVAP monitor is going to look at. I think we proved our point here. If I go ahead and command the vent valve off, we're going to see that pressure go the opposite way. It's going to release that pressure. I don't know if you heard the click over the heat, but right away we're back to that negative 0.11. I'm pretty confident with the repair there. That's a confirmation. We should be able to clear the codes now and give it back to the customer, knowing that if he does get a check engine light, it's going to be for a completely different issue. Definitely not another 442 code on the off chance that it is, maybe something else sprung a leak. I do want to look into those other codes we saw when we did the full scan. I'll probably just print that report out. As long as it's nothing serious, just give that to the customer and let them know, hey, if you're having issues with anything related to this stuff, there's a bunch of codes in there and we can diagnose that stuff if you want us to. That's gonna wrap everything up on this Equinox. So I grabbed a late lunch. We had some tacos El Gordo. If you guys are local, they just started another food truck in Adamstown, so be sure to check it out. Great quesadillas, tacos, all the Mexican food. It's awesome. We're actually getting pretty close to the end of the day here. I have some invoicing and stuff I have to finish up, call customers before the end of the day. I'm going to pull the Ginster in here. I think after I'm done with the invoicing and stuff, I'll have time to quickly finish the radio. I think I can get that done before the end of the day. Give me a second. I'm going to pull the Ginster in, and then I'll show you guys how we wire up the radio, and that's probably going to wrap up this video. Yeah. Yo, is this guy recording without me?
And I swerved to miss a pothole because my car's so dirt nasty low.
What are you doing here?
Who gave you permission to record without me?
What are you doing here?
I just walked in the shop and I seen the camera just sitting there all lonely.
Well, you're lucky it's the end of the day, but don't be telling Matt and Brandy I'm down here recording.
Oh yeah,
They don't know.
it's like that.
Brandy almost caught me earlier, but
I can only imagine.
I think she was oblivious to what was going on, so we'll see if she watches my uploads or not. Secret recording at the shop day.
All right, what's happening?
Well, I diagnosed a bad purge valve on an Equinox earlier, and now I'm going to wire in a new head unit for the Ginster.
All right.
So I'm going to show them how to do that, but I got to go close up the shop first and do some end of day stuff. So.
All right. I guess I'll just stand here and wait for you then.
Okay. Aftermarket radio in a first, second, or third generation Volkswagen. Fairly simple. You shouldn't really need a mounting kit or anything like that because these came factory with single DIN. What you will need is a wire harness adapter. This is well worth it. Make sure you get this. You will also need radio antenna adapter if you want your radio to work well. It may work without this, but it's not going to work well. This is going to adapt your factory radio antenna wire to something that can plug into an aftermarket. If you have a powered antenna, that's what this blue wire is for, to give power to the antenna. We're going to get started by opening up our radio here. This is what we're after here. This is the harness for the aftermarket radio. Once we wire this to this, then we can plug the aftermarket radio into the factory wiring. We don't have to cut factory wires. If somebody wants to put a stock radio back in this thing, it just plugs in. So that's the beauty of this. This basically takes the factory wiring and color codes it to the universal colors of radio, aftermarket radios. They come with a diagram here. Yours may be different. Just make sure that this, for the adapter harness, colors matches up with the colors for your radio harness. Sometimes the red and yellow for the power can get flip-flopped, so just be aware of that. The best way I like to connect these is these crimp connectors here. Those, you just expose the wires, slide both ends in, crimp them. As long as you get a good crimp with a good crimping tool, I've never seen them come apart. I like to seal them up with some heat shrink, and I've never had a problem. So I like to get my power wires, so my red and yellow, one of those is battery, one of those is key power, and our ground to black, and our red, yellow, and black on this harness. This harness did not come pre-stripped, so I'm going to cut this ground wire down so it's even. I think they give you a little bit extra on that in case you have to ground that to the body somewhere. We're going to strip these. There we go. We're going to have to go through and do that with all of the speaker wires too. Just for sake of not making this video any longer than it needs to be, I'm going to show you guys on this ground wire how we do the crimp connection, and then I'm going to just time lapse the rest of this. Get your heat shrink, slide that on, because if you don't do this, it's like a brake line. Once you put it together, you're not getting the heat shrink on there. Slide your wire in there. This crimp's probably a little on the big side for this connection, but it should still work all right. And then we're just gonna crimp both sides of that really good. Maybe do one in the middle. We're gonna give that wire a good tug now. We're not trying to break the copper, but just a good tug. If it's gonna pull apart, you want it to pull apart now while it's not in the car. We're gonna slide this heat shrink over. And really, I should have either a heat gun or a lighter for this, but I have a torch. So whatever you do, don't be in a rush to get your new radio in. Twist them together and then just put electrical tape over them and shove your radio in. I've been there and I've done that when I was young and dumb and just wanted to get a radio in my car. And you'll forever be fighting the radio not working right, speakers making weird noises. You'll be pulling the radio in and out, fixing one wire at a time until you finally get sick of it and just do it the right way. All right, guys, finished product on the radio harness. I was running a little tight on that heat shrink there, but don't worry, everything's nice and protected. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in and see if the radio works quick. Factory harness here is going to plug into our adapter harness. We have the antenna plug in to our antenna plug adapter. Blue wire on the antenna adapter is for powered antenna, which we don't have. And then we also have a blue wire on our radio harness. This is going to be the remote wire for a amplifier if you choose to add a subwoofer. I know you guys can't see. It's kind of tight filming in here. So there she is. Let's go to Bluetooth. Okay. That tweeter works. I don't think this tweeter works. Can you guys hear this door speaker? Is this door speaker working? Is that door speaker working? Can you guys let me know if you could hear those door speakers? I think we got some more work to do on the sound system. But the radio is working. We have one One tweeter. Now the true question is, what happens when I take the key out?
Yes!
Oh my gosh, we wired it up right. Because key out and she shuts down. Can I turn her on? Nope. Awesome. That's how you want your radio wired up. Otherwise, you're going to cause a battery drain. It's like almost 10 o'clock. I haven't ate dinner yet. Brandy's getting hangry. It is time to wrap things up. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. How'd you like me taking you with for a day during shop hours? Let me know if you like these videos. Maybe we'll do some more of them. I thought it was kind of fun bringing you guys along with for a normal day. So I just need your guys' feedback. So let me know in those comments. Thanks. Oh yeah, and Frank has something to say. Windshield all fogged up.
Safety Steve here. Subscribe to Rolling Times. Let me get them wet quick, maybe.
God damn!
The smoke is coming up here and I can't breathe. What the fuck? I'll breathe through a shirt. Yeah, no.
I taste tired.
Subscribe to the Rolling Times.
Cam, you're in my shot.
Out of the shot, Frank. This is ridiculous.
You were in there dying. I had to put Max
Cough
down.
up your rubber somewhere.
Did they talk?
No,
They got more.
that's why I stopped.
Customer complaint. All brakes in the front, all gas in the rear.
There's more rubber out here than snow. Look at this shit.
I thought we were just getting a dusting. I'd say we got a rubber blizzard.